Hey, welcome back to the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge, and today we have Flooded Tombs of the Nile. This is, of course, about Egyptian archaeology, and it was released in 2021. It's 44 minutes long, and it's from National Geographic, of course. So, when you think of scuba diving, what's one of the least likely places you imagine you'd probably be doing that? Say the desert in an ancient tomb that's full of dead people, or maybe empty of dead people because they've been robbed many times over the years. Grave robbers are notorious for ransacking these ancient burial uh, grounds, and this takes place in the Kush region, and I can't remember all the different names, but we follow a archaeology team that actually realizes, well, it's not a matter of just digging a hole and going down and entering the chambers and trying to figure out if the body and the jewelry and the gold and all the treasure and everything else is actually still in there. They can't just walk in; they got to swim, and it's a matter of putting on diving gear. It may be 100+ degrees outside in the desert, but the further down you go, the colder and darker it gets, and it gets a little freaky, a little unsettling because you're just basically going into a tomb. Mummies are there, sort of. They're not going to come and get you, but it's a little freaky. Um, so yeah, it's all right. It's interesting enough. It's not something I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so glad I saw that. I need to see it again. I mean, the shots are great. The way they show. They give a little history, obviously, and they reflect upon why they're doing this, and why they this is their life. This is what they do for a living. They go through these tombs and explore them, even if it means going underwater and risking your life. Like, say you get trapped and you don't have enough air or anything else. You have to have contingency plans to make sure that there's people who know you're in danger and can get you out. Because uh, the reason why these tombs are flooded in the first place is because of their proximity to the Nile and any tributaries and things like that come out of it, but also because they've collapsed over time. They're unstable, and if you're getting in there and you start moving things around, touching things underwater, and it suddenly something collapses even just a little bit, you could be trapped, and now it's your tomb. So yeah, that's not something you want to do. So they go into the planning and what's involved and what they hope to find and how they make it all work, and what it means to them too. So if this is your kind of thing, if you want to be this is not Indiana Jones. Just telling you that much. It doesn't have the drama and excitement that you would find in a Raiders of the Lost Ark film, but that's okay. There's you can find a lot more boring jobs in the world, and this is far from it. So yeah, it's if archaeology or the science of history and exploring that is something that interests you, this is right up your alley and worth checking out, especially if you're into Egypt and Egyptology and things like that. So yeah, give it a shot. But other than that, it's not terribly exciting, but it is an interesting take. You always think of exploring Egyptian tombs as a very dry ordeal, dry and dusty. No, even when they get these things up out of the ground, they got to keep them wet, otherwise they could just blow away because they could be thousands of years old. Some of these things, and very fragile. And for those of you who've been watching Moon Knight on Disney Plus as well, they make references to different things that were known. Uh, the Shakti, the little things little statues that represent different rulers, and not gods in this situation, but rulers. They represent certain beings or people. So yeah, it's neat to be able to put those things together. The Moon Knight series is using realistic references and symbology to tell their story. So anyway, let's check out another story. Let's see what we got tomorrow.
102.
102. staying in the hundreds. Oh, okay. That's right. We just had 103. And so we have 102. But this is the animated version. We're going to be watching Diary of a Wimpy Kid, the animated Disney Plus original show. I don't know if it's a full movie. It's marked as a short, so it's probably less than an hour long, like a TV episode kind of thing. But I don't think it's a series, so it's just like one episode, animated, and that's about it. So we got a lot of Diary of a Wimpy Kid this week. So Diary of a Wimpy Kid, the animated Disney Plus original, is what we're watching next tomorrow on the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge. I'll see you back here tomorrow with that.